It's been a while, but we're back in Monte Carlo for the start of the 2012 World Rally Championship season. Over the next 11 months, the WRC's best drivers will travel the globe, competing on tarmac, gravel and snow-covered stages in pursuit of the ultimate goal, to be World Rally Champion. For the first time in many years, a round of the World Rally Championship will run over 5 days, starting in Valence and finishing on Sunday in Monaco. We have 18 stages, totaling 433 kilometers. Last time we came to Monte Carlo in 2008, Peter Solberg drove for Subaru, Mikko was in a Ford and Sordo in a Citroen, who all now drive for different teams. And not forgetting drivers like Atkinson, Duval and Gali who were here. We also had Subaru and Suzuki as manufacturers. A lot has changed in the world of rallying since then. But one thing that hasn't? Sebastian Loeb is still the world champion, and the 8 times champion is looking for title number 9 in 2012. Victory here will be the perfect start, and you'll be a brave man to bet against him. He has won here 5 times already, and it's a rally he loves.
For sure, it's good for the championship to have Monte Carlo back. It's one of the most mythic rally of the championship, and so it was not nice to see that it was not in the championship anymore. So for sure, we are happy to come back here.
In the first part of the WRC's version of musical chairs, Mikko Hirvonen has left the Ford team after 6 years of service and 14 WRC wins. He moves across the service path to rival Citroen. Is he ready to take up any chances that may come his way? Or was it a case of, if you can't beat them, join them?
During all the years, you've always been thinking and kind of laughing with Jarmo that it would be really nice to get in that team sometime and try the car and see what they are really doing differently. And now we got the opportunity, so I didn't want to throw it away. And you know, like I said, I'm really happy that I made the decision and came here.
With Hirvonen leaving Ford, that elevated Jari-Matti Latvala to the team's #1 driver. Strong performances last year, and in particularly on tarmac. He is now in his 5th year with the team, and he is one charged with beating that man Loeb.
To beat Loeb and Citroen, you need almost like a perfect year. But that's why we are here. We want to challenge it.
The second part of the WRC's version of musical chairs was Peter Solberg. After 3 years of running his own team, Solberg is back in a factory car. And he returns to the team where he had his first works drive back in the WRC in 1999. He drives the second Fiesta for the Ford World Rally team.
Really good, and of course this is something we have been working on for the last 3 years now, and well, everything is possible.
How close were we to losing Peter Solberg in the World Rally Championship?
It was very close, because it was this or nothing, and then I would have gone Le Mans World Touring Car. That's it.
Mini are back in 2012 after their part season last year where they scored 2 podiums. A full campaign is planned with Danny Sordo remaining as #1, but things haven't been easy. A lack of a sponsor has forced them to take a look at paying driver in the second car. This leaves Chris Meek on the sidelines at home. Filling the second seat this weekend is Corsican Pierre Campana. Another new face in the WRC car for this year is young Belgium Thierry Neuville. He's been brought in by Citroen to try and prepare for the future and the post-Sebastian Loeb era. The Belgium 2011 Driver of the Year will be wanting a better rally than he had last year when he retired on stage 1. As for some of the others, there's a young promising Estonian Uit Tanak. He will drive a Ford Fiesta on all rallies and makes his Monte debut. Another driver is Evgeny Novikov, another one in a Fiesta, making his Monte debut. Someone who isn't making their Monte debut is the flamboyant Frenchman Francois Delacour. 10 years ago, since he drove a World Rally car. And now for the man who triggered off the version's WRC musical chairs is Sébastien Ogier. The Frenchman left Citroen after the final round last year and moved to VW. So, day 1, we have 4 stages, 2 stages run twice, totaling just over 100 kilometers. It was cold overnight, temperatures down as -6, but the morning started bright and sunny. Stage 1 is the longest of the rally. It's 36.87 kilometers of demanding tarmac roads, elevation of 879 meters long. High. With 5 choices of tyre on Monte, it's always going to be hard to be on the correct choice. The choices they have is a slick tyre, 3 compounds, super soft, soft and hard. And then you have 2 winters, 1 with studs, 1 without. Obviously information is coming back from the ice crews and the weather crews. The information tells them there's snow in the first part of stage 2, but stage 1 is mainly dry with humid sections. It's a last minute decision. Citroën goes with soft all round with studs in the boot. Ford takes a super soft option with studs in the boot. Sebastian Loeb is 5 times Monte Carlo rally winner and is first on the road by virtue of being the current world champion, partnered as ever by Monegasque Daniel Elena.
Sur droite, il n'est pas plus là. Hein. Non, gauche en plus, lui long sec. Là, sur droite, plus les 3 secs. Sur gauche, à fond long court. Et ferme 130 points, Milan après.
He has the Michelin soft slick under him and it's working well. He reports no problems and sets a time of 24.040. Next into the stage is Mikko Hirvonen. The 2010 Monte Carlo rally winner is taking no risks and is happy with his rhythm in his new DS3. Mikko says he has a love-hate relationship with the rally. He loves it when it's going well and hates it when it's not. His first stage sees him set 3rd fastest stage time, losing 14.9 to teammate Loeb. Latvala showed great speed last year. He's a real threat to Loeb, even on tarmac. Remember, Latvala has those super softs and they are going to be good. Maybe not the best choice for stage number 1, but stage number 2 they could be. But that's always Monte. Compromise at some point, tyres correct or not. The end of the stage is 4th fastest, 22.2 behind Loeb.
6 right minus, tight 5 long.
This is a great sight. Car number 4, Petter Solberg, Chris Patterson, back in a works car and back in the 4 team after 11 years.
5 right, tight 3 and 4 left, tight 3 plus.
He's 5th fastest on the first stage, 12.2 behind teammate Latvala. Petter reporting he was very happy with his first stage in the car. The last man obviously to beat Loeb to a world title back in 2003. Danny Sauter's back, 2 podiums remember from last year in the Mini. He's taken the soft tyre, same as Hirvonen and Loeb. He set 2nd fastest stage time, only 1 second behind Loeb. Could have been better, but his ice crew warned him of ice, and Danny was maybe too cautious towards the end of the stage. It's been 10 years since we've seen Francois Delacour in a World Rally car. It's great to see him back. The likable Frenchman won here in 1994, but sets the 8th fastest time, dropping 48.5 seconds to Loeb. But he was satisfied and amazed with the speed of Loeb and Sordo. Thierry Neuville had a great IRC season last year with victories in Corsica and San Remo. Comes into this year with a 9 rally program in his DS3. It's all about learning for him. He has picked the super soft tyres for the stages this morning. The junior driver taking it easy and was 11th fastest. Simulcam is a special feature that will be included in our daily highlights program. With Simulcam, we are able to compare 2 drivers on the same stage, on the same sector. Our first Simulcam is at the beginning of stage 1, about 1 K after Col de Follet. We put Loeb against Latvala. Loeb obviously in the Citroën on the soft compound versus Latvala in the Ford on the super soft. At this point of the 38.7K stage, Loeb and Latvala are perfectly matched with no difference at all. Quite remarkable. 2 different drivers, 2 different cars with different compounds. The difference is made in the last 10Ks when Latvala's tyres start to go off. We look here at Sordo over the same section as the Latvala and Loeb, and you can see Sordo is just ahead there, gaining time on the Ford driver, which obviously the Ford driver was equal with Loeb at that point. Loeb finishing the stage fastest, but Sordo only 1 second behind, so Loeb was the man on the mission for the last 10Ks. So stage 1 is over. Loeb does lead that. That's a surprise. Carlos de Barrio and Danny Sordo is in second place. 1 second behind. Herman in his first stage for Citroen is third. Latvala fourth. Peter Solberg fifth. Sixth is Campana, followed by Novikov, Delacour, and last year's winner Bouffier ninth. And Matu Alzero is 10th, 54 seconds behind. The 2012 Monte Carlo Rally. We are heading to stage 2. Loeb has taken the lead with the fastest time on stage 1. The fans are walking in. Stage 2 is a difficult stage. There's snow in the first part and ice on the descent towards the finish. As you can see, it's 30.48 kilometers long. As I said, that ice towards the finish on the downhill section after it tops 1,300 meters. The temperature has dropped in as low as 10 degrees. And Loeb has done an extraordinary setup on tyres. He has done what he calls the crossover. He has one tyre on the front with studs, one tyre on the front with slicks, and the matching on the back, but on the opposite side. As I said, he calls it the crossover. It is the first time that anyone's done this on the snow tyres. None of them have tested it. It's something unique. Will it work? It must be a strange feeling to drive with odd tyres on each axle, even for a world champion. But the soft compound is still maybe a little too hard for the ice conditions. And Loeb drops time towards the end of the stage. He's done a time of 22 minutes, 20 seconds.
We have a mixed tyre choice with a stud on the front left and on the right rear. So it's a bit... very strange to drive, but it was okay. We had a good compound choice for the first stage. In this one, the two slicks were too hard, so we are losing for sure some time. But I didn't want to take big risk. It's only the start of the rally. It's very tricky.
Latvala lost 22 seconds to Loeb on the first stage, and like Loeb, he's decided to do this crossover. He has a studded tyres on the front left and a studded tyre on the right rear. But Latvala, remember, has those super softs, which are hopefully going to be much, much better in the colder conditions. Wider there, though, than Mr. Loeb. Ford seem to have played this one real good, and Latvala is flying through the stage. Takes a huge amount of stage time out of Mr. Loeb. You can see here just drifting wide on the snow and ice there. Loeb losing 52.7 seconds, but here's Sordo on the descent. Sordo missed out on the first stage win by 1 second, but just watch the ice on this descent down here. Sordo losing it under braking, hitting the wall. I wasn't sure who was crying there, whether it was Sordo or Carlos de Barrio, but they're back on the road. But I don't know whether they've got away with any of the damage or not. Let's just find out from the helicopter shot. You can see the snow. It's a little bit to clear tarmac, but it's not great. I mean, he doesn't seem to be going at full speed, if I'm totally honest with you, when we're looking there. No damage on this side, but let's just see. Sort of tiptoeing his way across the icy mountain col. Well, we can see from this picture, the left rear wheel is way out of line, and that is costing Sordo a lot of time. In total, he's going to lose 1 minute and 5, and he's going to drop from second to fourth after stage 2. Mikko Hirvonen, he did the same tyre setup as Loeb and Latvala. He's not able to go very fast at all. Kind of survival of the fittest on the snow and ice. Only 9th fastest, a time of 1 minute 11 slower than Latvala. Peter Solberg decided not to take the tyre crossover that everyone else did. He ran his 4 racing tyres on here. Not ideal for snow and ice, but Solberg puts his talent and experience, makes the second fastest stage time. Ford 1-2 in this stage, but he's 28.6 behind his teammate Latvala. But he goes from 5th to 3rd.
Then an open, slippy ice, 5 left, plus half long, tightens, 4 minus tightens, neat and bad ice.
Evgeny Novikov, another one on the tyre selection issue. It's all about getting it right. The young Russian, is not been here before. He's doing a great job in the shadow here. Just clipping the bank there, but Daniel Girardet just checking that everything was okay. Novikov makes the 5th fastest stage time, even with that little moment. Francois Delacour is 11th fastest time for the French 7, puts him in 9th overall after this stage. Co-driver there giving him some encouragement as it was drifting wide out of the corner, getting the power on and propelling himself up the hill. The stars of stage 2 are the fastest Super 2000 drivers, Ogier and Lorenzo. Ogier fights the 3rd fastest stage time, 31 seconds behind stage winner Latvala. Ogier in the Skoda Super 2000, 2 litre, but with no turbocharger. Conditions are a great leveller. He's 6th overall after this stage. Midday service in Valence. After 2 stages, the drivers are back there. Tyre changing all to be going on. Discussion obviously for the next 2 stages, what tyres to take. They're the studs sat outside the Ford Latvala talking to the team and the weather crews about what choice to take.
It in the past, and also Petter did a good job. He told me that would be a clever thing to do, but I never tested, so I trusted Petter, and it was a good thing to do.
So Latvala now leads after 2 stages, 30 seconds ahead of Loeb. Petter Solberg's 3rd, Sordo is 4th, and Mikko Hirvonen is 5th. 6th is Ogier, 7th is Novikov, 8th is Lorenzo, 9th is Delacour, and 10th is Pierre Campana in the Mini. What a turnaround in Monte Carlo. Loeb is not in the lead, Latvala does. See you in a minute. So let's get ready for the second loop of stages. The same stages that we had this morning, the 2012 Rally Monte Carlo. It's the second running of the longest stage event. Temperatures up at +4. It's at 36.87 kilometers is stage 3. Again, rising to 879 meters. The weather's a lot better this afternoon. The sun is in the sky a lot higher. Shouldn't be such much of an issue. Sebastian Loeb fastest in this stage this morning, only by 1 second. What can he do in the second pass? He was quickest again on the second run, 23 minutes 47 dead. There's another mixed tyre choice with super softs on the front and soft on the rear. Latvala second fastest in the stage, but only 0.4 behind Loeb. It's a good stage. He's gaining more and more confidence on the tarmac, just like last year. With Loeb only gaining 4/10. Latvala still has a healthy lead of 30.1 seconds. In the other Ford was Petter Solberg and Chris Patterson. 3rd best time here, 1.5 behind Loeb, very close to top 3. It's a better rhythm than the first pass, and very confident with the car.
Slight right, opens long, tightens 5.
Currently lies 3rd overall, 41.9 seconds behind teammate and leader Latvala. fastest time for the young Belgian Thierry Neuville. He's 9.9 seconds behind his stablemate, world champion Sebastien Loeb. Only 1.6 seconds behind Sordo, who was 4th quickest in the 3rd stage. He said he could have been faster, but didn't want to take any risks in the early stages of the rally. Currently lies 8 overall, but he's a massive 2 minutes, 31 seconds behind the rally leader. Mikko Hirvonen, it hasn't been a great stage for him, 6th quickest and nearly 27 seconds down on his teammate. Hirvonen thought he had a puncture in the rear, but in fact, after a small contact with the wall, he actually broke the brake disc. So brake problems also.
Lyhyt vasen nopea, jatkuu vasen hidas, jatkuu vasen loiva ja oikein K-kirraa vähän. Jatkuu oikein nopea, jarru 3, oikein servo tiukka.
Of form. After the long stage, the drivers have a little break, passing through the village and collecting the famous apple pie. Sebastien Loeb obviously liked his Ari Vatanen there. He obviously wants a little bit of apple pie as well. All the drivers getting in on the act here. It's a tradition. This has gone on for years and years and years. The world's best getting a little break and a little snack on their way down the mountain. Stage number 4, 30.48 Ks. The temperature running about 0 degrees. And at 1,300 meters, there could be ice again. Now the snow has gone, but as we said, in the shadows, the ice could still be around. Latvala goes into stage 4 with a lead of over half a minute. He takes the tyres that Loeb chose in the first loop, soft slick combination with studs, but a split in the second loses a split second. The Finn loses his concentration.
Jarru vasen 5 hiekkaa. Heti oikein 5 pätsi, älä kivi, 10 jää alkaa. Oikein 2 yli nykykirraa, 5 äkkiä.
Latvala getting it wrong on the ice on the inside the corner, hitting a wall and rolling over the bank, and he is out. Loeb, who was in front of him on the road, doesn't know what is going on, but he is fastest through the stage. He's 3rd of the day. With Latvala now out of the rally, Loeb is in the lead again, very comfortably. It's going to be 1 minute and 4.2 at the end of the stage. Is he on his way to victory number 6 in Monte Carlo? The 3rd best time in the final stage was for the Mini driver Danny Sordo. He's now 2nd overall, but he's over that minute behind Loeb. It's been a nice turnaround after he's off in stage number 2 though. Could Sordo and the Mini be on for a 3rd podium?
Para izquierda, 8 en rasante Tina, a fondo para derecha, 8.30, V a derecha, 7.10,
3rd quickest in the final stage of the day was a 2003 world champion, Petter Solberg. He's now 3rd overall in the classification and only 1 second behind Sordo, who is 2nd. But it's still 1 minute and 5 behind the leader Loeb. And he's now the only Ford factory driver left after the demise of Latvala.
Ice, the crest, 4 left, tightens 2, cut and slipping. 6 right, minus half long, opens, keep in.
Sebastien Ogier is 6th fastest in the last stage. Another brilliant performance, and amazingly now, the young Frenchman is 4th overall in this rally in his Super 2000 Skoda Fabia.
154 gris en ciel pour gauche 100 plus. Gauche 100 plus sur gauche 100 millions humide, 100 millions humide.
Ogier stating that the conditions have been a great leveller. Francois Delacour, the legend, he finished his day with a 2nd fastest stage time, but still was over 30 seconds behind Loeb. Delacour said sometimes today it was so fast he had some troubles following the pace notes. Previous Monte Carlo winner is still fired up as much as he was 20 years ago. Thierry Neuville had a disaster in the final stage of the day. He ends up running wide and clipping a wall. Removes a wheel in the accident, as you can see, just missed it by our helicopter, but that is the front right wheel missing, and unfortunately Neuville is out. Jari-Matti looked a big threat for Loeb, but at the end of the day it's Loeb leading again, and he has over a minute's lead.
Yes, we lost a lot in the morning with the tire choice finally. I know why I was slow in the last stage, because all the others who had the same tire choice today in the afternoon in this stage were slow or out of the road. So finally it was a bad choice in the morning, a very good choice in the afternoon. We could make up. I think we were on a good way to make up our gap to Jari-Matti, but finally went off the road, and now we are leading.
So the big drama of the day, which was in stage 4, was the retirement due to that crash of Jari-Matti Latvala. A massive disappointment for the Ford driver.
And there was quite a fast right-hand corner with Titans at like 90 right, and ice started on that corner. And I started to only look and concentrate for the ice, and I didn't concentrate to my notes. I only looked the ice, and then when the corner tightened, I had too much speed. I thought that okay, I tried to get it back. I went wide. There was a little bank, and after the bank there was a straight 3 meter drop. The rear tires went to the drop, and after that the whole car went there and landed on the side. No big damage, but no chance to get out.
The leaderboard at the end of day 1 is Loeb, Sordo, Solberg, Ogier. Massive achievement for Ogier. Novikov is 5th. Loeb has that 1 minute 4.2 second lead. Hermanen is 6th, Delacour is 7th, Campana is 8th, Tanak is 9th, and the leading Super 2000 car is PG Anderson in 10th place overall. That's it for the first day of Monte Carlo 2012. Exciting stuff. And of course, there is more to come tomorrow with day 2 of 5. See you then.